Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another VBX Familia Speaks video where you guys choose a topic of my video. And I recently had one of my subscribers request that I do a video on my experience as a single widowed mother and basically how it's been, trying to date and like the expectations that I now have being in this position. Now, as some of you already know, those of you that have been watching me for a while, you guys know that my ex passed away, my kids' father, 3 years ago. Now, we were not married, so technically I am not a widow, but we were together at the time of his death. We had been together for 8 years. We had just bought a house together. We had kids together too. So, we were living the merry life, I guess you could say. But yeah, he passed away from a motorcycle accident. So it's been quite a journey, and I have tried dating since then. So I think dating or trying to date after a death, it's a very peculiar and unique type of situation because it's not like, just your typical breakup where I don't know, I mean, usually in a typical breakup, it's very common that one of the person still has feelings, or you may still have that hope in the back of your mind that you get back together, that you work things out, or if there's any like last things that you need to get off your chest, the person is still there, to do that. But when a person just dies on you, just like all of a sudden, it's like no chance for last words, no chance to ask any last questions. And it's like, especially if you weren't expecting to be apart from that person, it's like, I don't even know how to explain, just accepting and coming into the realization that this person is gone forever. And what made it worse is because of the fact that we were still together at the time of his death, so I was still, in love with him at the time, and now he's gone. Okay, so it's not like, I was in love with him and he broke up with me and, I don't know, there was still that hope maybe that I'd see him and talk to him, maybe we could work things out. Like it was like that was it. There was no chance of nothing, like nothing. And I've mentioned in previous videos that, there were a lot of details surrounding his death that were not so positive, and even just dealing with that, like the fact that I would never be able to ask him like why this or why that, why did you do these things, or why didn't you do these things, or how did this happen, like it was just a very, very tough pill to swallow, and it was just very difficult to deal with because not only was I, having to deal with his death and having to deal with the fact that my two daughters just lost their father. My oldest daughter was 2 at the time. My youngest was 2 months. It was also just the fact that I lost a person that I was literally like in love with. And so dealing with those feelings, I think, is what was the hardest part moving forward. So within that first year, I was, dealing with all of these feelings, and I did try dating for the first time 7 months after his death. So the guy that I ended up dating, I met him through an online, dating app. And, we started talking and, we hit it off like right away. He was a super sweet guy. And I felt kind of bad because I could tell that. So, I mean, I told him what happened. I told him my situation. I was very upfront with the fact that, my ex just passed away. I have 2 little girls. So I was very upfront with that. But he himself also had a daughter. So, that made things a little easier because he was also coming, as a single parent. He was always very understanding, or he tried to be understanding of what I was going through. And he was very aware of the fact that his feelings for me were going to be stronger because I was still holding on to feelings for somebody else. Like, just because my ex was gone, that didn't mean that my feelings had just gone with him. Like, I was still holding on to those feelings that I had for him. So it was very difficult trying to juggle that, like the feelings that I still had for my ex, with trying to grow feelings for someone new. But like I said, he was very understanding. He was a really nice guy, but I just realized within myself that it was just too soon. It was too soon for me, and I just couldn't like fully open myself up to him emotionally like he needed or like he deserved. I felt bad because I felt like, he was so like good towards me, and I felt like I just couldn't reciprocate those feelings. So, eventually we ended up, cutting it off, but we ended on good terms, because we never like officially got together or anything like that. But so even after that, we would text each other here and there just to see how the other was doing, things like that. So yeah, it wasn't like no hard feelings because at the end of the day, he understood what I was going through. So after that, though, after some time, I did get back on, the dating apps. Because the thing is, being a single mom, having two little girls, working a full-time job, it's difficult to actually go out and meet people. Like, I don't go to bars. I don't really go clubbing anymore. Like, I don't go anywhere where I would meet people that I could potentially be attracted to. But in looking at these guys, or, I mean, even if I was to meet someone in person, and even to now, my standards for dating have changed because I'm in a I'm in this situation where, I have my two little girls. I fully support myself. I have a house. I have a mortgage that, I pay that I was left with. So I have a lot on my plate. So for me to try and date someone now, it's like, okay, I need to be with someone who is not going to like be like additional baggage. Like, I need to be with a man that is financially secure, that is stable, not that I need to depend on him because I have my own money and everything, but I don't want to be in a situation where this guy is eventually looking to me to kind of help him out. And but the biggest thing is when it comes to my daughters, because of the fact that they do not have a father here. So whoever gets with me will have to assume that position of being their father. Saying that, of course, not right away, but assuming that, they're looking for a serious relationship, a long-term serious relationship, and, something that could eventually lead to marriage. This is an understanding that this man will have to have, because I won't have the ability or the luxury of, I don't know, either sending my girls to their fathers on the weekend or for a week or whatever during the summer. Like, I have them full time. So the guy that gets with me and eventually marries me and moves in with me and all that is also going to have them full time. So he is going to have to be okay with realizing, okay, like, he is going to be their dad, and that is something I worry about because at this point, my oldest daughter, she's 5 now. She, in her mind, her daddy's in heaven, whatever that means to her. He's in the sky. But she's gotten very used to it being just us, just us girls here at the house. So I do worry that by the time I do get into a serious relationship and, get married and have a man move in with us, it's going to be a big change for her. But again, that is my biggest worry. That is the biggest thing, because there are some men that are kind of, apprehensive about dating single moms. And, I get it. And even for me, looking at a single father, like, well, my issue isn't so much like a guy having kids, but my issue would be making sure that they don't have any baby mama drama that is going to affect me, and that's going to affect our relationship. Because some guys, they say that they're single, they got their baby moms, but they might still be, you know, messing with them a little bit. And then, you know, the baby moms might still have feelings. And I'm just not trying to deal with any of that mess, you know. I'm at a place now, because, you know, like I said, it's been 3 years where I feel like I'm pretty open to dating. I just hope to find someone that that I will of course be compatible with, that will be compatible with my family, because that is another big part of it. My family is pretty big, and I can't say whether I'll end up with a Dominican or not, but regardless, I would like to be someone that can blend in and mesh well with my Dominican family. And because there's that cultural aspect too. And someone that could eventually help me financially, though, like that is something that I do want now. The whole money situation, it wasn't something that I thought too much about before when I was younger, but now, being 31 years old and being a single mom, having a house, it's like, okay, I want to move forward with someone that is not only financially secure, but that would be able to help me out if we actually got together, like that. But all that aside, my kids, the money thing, the emotional part is the one that I guess I worry about sometimes, because I do question, will I ever be able to fall in love the way that I was before? And I mean, I'm sure that I will, but it's just something that I wonder sometimes, because I have my moments where I think of him and I miss him, and I randomly, will have a dreams with him, and it's like a deep pain in your heart that's just you don't want to dwell on it too much, because it's just that painful, because it's like a wound that is never going to fully heal, So I don't know, I just feel like the guy that I end up with is going to have to be a very special guy, and someone that will be able to, I don't want to say heal me, but in a way heal me or help me heal. And someone that I will be able to confide in, someone that my daughters will be able to look up to and, see as that father figure. I have been fortunate that up to now, my father basically is like their father. And, they do have uncles, and like, well, not like uncle, but like great uncles. And even some of my ex's guy friends, some of his best friends are still around and they're still in our lives, which I really appreciate, because that's, they were so loyal to him as friends that they're like, they still look out for me and my daughter. So, that's really great. But yeah, I think being a single parent, period, it's difficult to date, and your standards of course change, but dealing with the death part, that is an additional layer that does make it very difficult. But I remember when he first died, a lot of people said, when someone dies, it's like a pain that never goes away. It never goes away. You just learn to deal with it. Like, that is what gets easier. And 3 years out, I can say, I do think that is true. It doesn't hurt as much as it used to. I don't dwell on it as much as I used to, or cry as much as I used to. And I am more hopeful for the future. And it's getting to that point also where every family gathering, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, are like, muchacha, pero el novio, ¿dónde está el novio? And I'm like, basically saying like, where's the boyfriend? I'm like, I'm mind business. But I'm like, it's coming, okay? Like, calm down. I'm not going to stay single forever. And they're like, muchacha, no te puedes quedar soltera. Y tú estás joven, blah, blah. I'm like, I know. They're saying, like, you're still young, blah, blah, blah. Lo que pasó, pasó. I'm like, I know. Okay, I'm not purposely trying to stay single at this point. I just, I got to be selective. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So that was it for this video. Yeah, let me know if you have any thoughts below, or if you or someone has been through something similar. Comment down below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.